you want to get into motorcycles. You want to buy a motorcycle. Well, sure about that? Don't get me wrong. They're great, but they're expensive. Mucho expensive. Or I should say, muy expensive. I spent quite a bit of money. So I just want to run that down and give you some things to think about if you're considering getting a motorcycle and you want to pick up this lifestyle / hobby. Let's go straight. Should I? No. So, expense for a motorcycle. Well, not including the motorcycle, you're going to be spending quite a bit on other things. Things you may not even have thought about. So, what have I spent so far? Well, gear-wise, and I don't have a total number for you, but I can roughly total everything up and post it on the screen when I'm all said and done. Let's go with gear. These gloves cost me $100. Of course, you don't have to spend that much. I did have other gloves. They just didn't last as long. So you get what you pay for. So I spent $100 on these, and I've had one fall on them, and they've held up. Boots, riding boots. These were $200. That's probably on the lower end of some decent riding boots. Pants, a little over $100. So I'm just rounding things off here. It's $100 there. Jacket. This was a cheaper jacket. Just bought it at Cycle Gear. $100. And then the helmet, of course. This one was close to $5. So it's pretty much $5. That's over $1,000, or at least $1,000 in safety gear. A lot of people don't think about that. They just think about the motorcycle. What else? Well, you're probably going to start doing your own chain and doing some more of your own maintenance. I went out and bought a jack, which was $100. I could have got a paddock stand for a little less, and actually I still need one of those. But damn, these lights. But oh, got a green, and I need the signal. I need to get a paddock stand for this bike, and had to buy the little pegs where for the paddock stand. I don't quite know what they call them, but they're at the back here. Well, I bought Triumph ones. Totally unnecessary. It's like $30. But equipment, you're gonna have to buy equipment to work on your bike. And if you don't have all the tools, you're gonna have to spend money on that. I went out and got me a torque wrench. I mean, that's, you're gonna be spending another, at least a couple $100 buying things like that. And that's on the lower end. So we're looking at $1,200 so far, and like I said, these are just rough guesstimates. And then there's other things. And well, I'm one to go out to the parking lot and practice every once in a while, doing slow speed maneuvers. And first time, bent the shit out of this area right here. And man, I took it in. Brake pedal was all bent out of shape, and I'm not one to work on my bike, so I usually don't like to do mechanical things like that, but I'm learning because it's costing me money. So when I first dropped my bike, took it in, I told them just to fix it as best they could so I could just get back on the road. They did that. Thankfully it wasn't that much, but it was a couple $100. You know, you take it in, they charge you for labor, of course. So that was the first time. That was in a parking lot. And since then I've dropped my bike 3 more times after that. And each time seems like the brake pedal has gotten bent in. And this brake pedal is $100 a pop. And that's pretty expensive. Just looking at brake pedals, I've spent $400 on brake pedals. And that's not including the taxes that come with that. It's a little over $100, so I'm looking at least like $450. You know, one time I did a rush order. You know, they added $50 so I could get my pedal in as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'd have to wait a week and a half. So, you know, I'm at least $500 in just on brake pedals. I need to stock up on those. So, repairs for unforeseen incidences, like your drops and things like that. You never know what's going to happen. That's going to cost a little bit extra. Then we come to the fun stuff. Modding out your bike. Putting things on it that you want. So what have I done so far? Well, just looking here, I replaced this clamp. When I first dropped the motorcycle and took it in, they used my original clamp. They just bent it back, but it was pretty twisted. But my bars were a little off, and I could tell. It was rideable, but it was off. Didn't like it. $100 for a clamp. So I ended up getting that clamp, putting that on. And I didn't need this clamp, so that's where I'm headed to. This clamp I wanted to get, and I got it. I should have got it the first time when I was going to replace it. I just didn't want to wait. This clamp, I believe, was like 130 some bucks. And then, of course, you have to pay shipping and all that. So, about 150. Didn't need it, but I got it. So, alright, what's going on here? You're going to let me go through, but I can't see. But now I'm going. Let's cruise on the highway for a second. Alright, so these mirrors, I didn't need them, but they're at least $160. It's like $80 a pop, $79 for one. I got the crash bars, and boy, am I glad I got the crash bars. I dropped my bike several times, and one time was really bad. I was recording at the time, and I was taking a corner and big ass pothole, and I tried to avoid, but I ended up hitting the pavement. And if you haven't seen that one, I'll put a link to that video right up here. You can check that out. Anyways, I think these were a couple hundred at least, and a well worthy investment for me, considering how many times I've dropped my bike. Not fun, but they've come in handy, and I'm pretty sure they'll come in handy a few more times. Unfortunately, I do go out and practice, and I like to see how far I can go sometimes, and sometimes I'm not there yet. Oh, and then we get to the bigger stuff. These turnout tips I have on this bike. British Customs turnout tips. That's what they're called on their website. There was like 350, 360, 359 around there. And then the Motone X pipe, oh, that was $200. And that isn't a lot of mods, but if I go back and add all that stuff up, what am I looking at? 500, 550, 700, 800. I'm almost at $1,000. At least $900 for unnecessary mods. Oh, what else? I don't know. Got a visor for this helmet. There's just a lot of expenses when it comes to getting a motorcycle. You don't think about all these things, and if you're someone who's gonna just ride your bike and not mod anything out, and I mean I could be that person, but oh, I don't regret my pipes and my Motone X pipe. Man, it sure makes it enjoyable to ride this bike. It was enjoyable already before, but man, that, oh, don't be so mean. Okay, calm down. A lot of vehicles around here. So, you want to buy a motorcycle? You sure about that? Riding bikes ain't cheap. You gotta have a little extra cash in your life to maintain this. I should have been using this cash for something else, but I got me a motorcycle, and man, do I regret it? I'm gonna have to say no. Was it worth it? Just know, if you're gonna get into motorcycles, you're gonna be spending quite a bit of money, and it's going to be more than what you originally planned on. That's almost guaranteed. So, expense for a motorcycle. It's costing me take two. 2 miles per hour, so everybody sees. 2 miles per hour, so everybody sees. Well, that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.